Fuck capitalism. Here is why we hate it. So what is capitalism? Capitalism is a system through which evil rich people are able to have freedom for themselves and enslave the middle productive class. They control most of the population for their own benefit. They keep the rich rich, the poor poor, and the ignorant ignorant. Keep that in mind throughout this video. Capitalism is a system through which evil rich people are able to have freedom for themselves and enslave the middle productive class. But what really is capitalism? Well, it's a system that advocates free markets and no government intervention, as if that magically would propel us to prosperity. I mean, we've learned about this in schools and through the media. It's everywhere. We are all aware of the problems capitalisms have caused in the last 100 years or so. Check out the history of the US during the last 100 years. It's all a capitalistic market economy that has driven us to where we are today, and it's about to get worse. These evil rich people control everything. They even control the government. There's a revolving door between governments and huge corporations. It's all the same people. They control resources and information. They control the state. Of course we are aware of capitalism. We live it every day. So we learn what capitalism is from schools and from academia and from the media. Evil rich people own the media. They also control government, which controls the schools. Evil rich people must be really stupid. They control the school system and the media, and yet they allow us to understand the evil of their economic system. If I were evil and rich, and I owned the schools and the media, I would make sure that everything that was taught in schools was in my best interest. I mean, I would not allow them to understand what capitalism is. They can't even use their own apparatus to make us be on their side. Capitalism has been revealed as the evil system that it is, and yet there is nothing they can do about it. Talk about incompetence. They control the schools, and yet their lies are evident to us. And that is even after they've been there for many decades. In fact, that is why we have capitalism and free markets, ruining our road to prosperity. And they have been there for a century. Or have they? Federal income tax has existed for longer than the past 100 years. And you think that's capitalism? The Federal Reserve has existed for 100 years now. And you think that is capitalism? Nixon ended the international convertibility of the dollar to gold in 1971. Do you also think that is capitalism? The New Deal in the 30s included massive regulations and redistribution of wealth. You think that's capitalism? There have been massive bailouts to banks and corporations in the last two administrations. You think that is capitalism? Corporations have their own legal rights and liabilities, different to those of their owners and shareholders, and you think that is capitalism? The draft and the funding of continuous wars for decades and decades now. You think that is capitalism? I mean, go create your own company, however big or small, and find out all the hoops that you have to jump through, all the regulations, the fees, the bribes, the legal requirements, and the controls in your way. You think that is capitalism? You can't own a home today in the US legally. You can only rent. If you don't pay your property tax or annual rent, then the government, the property's real owner, will take it from you. You think that's capitalism? I tried to transfer my money from one of my accounts in a private bank to another one of my accounts in that same bank, and this is the message I got. You are approaching the federal regulation D limit of 6 transfers per month from this savings account. Transfers may be declined and fees may apply after you reach the limit. I thought it was my money. And you think that is capitalism? You may think that that is all capitalism, but if you want to be true to yourself, go find out if that is really what capitalism is, or if capitalism is a term that has been hijacked by evil rich people to misinform you in their best interest. Capitalism is in fact free markets. For everyone, not just for the rich. Ask yourself, do we have free markets now? This list I just went through is just a small sample that shows otherwise. Evil rich people do not want capitalism and free markets. Why would they want competition? If they control the state, if they control the laws, then they do not welcome competition. And they want the middle class to be happy. But how? How to keep the middle class happy with this system? Look around you. Check out the news around the world today. There are two basic schools of thought throughout the West, a dichotomy of political ideals around the Western world. In some places, they call these socialists and the capitalists. In Latin America, they are the neoliberals and the social democrats. In the US, they are the conservatives and the liberals. The two opposite ends of the political spectrum. They both want to reach their goals using the same mechanism, a large, healthy government. One to distribute wealth, the other one to maintain massive wars. And who benefits from the government? Who controls it? Wasn't it the evil rich people? Maybe they are not so stupid after all. Maybe they don't care if we are on their side or not. Maybe they don't care if we like them. And that is why they didn't use the schools and the media to make us like them. Maybe if we are just happy voting donkey or elephant, red or blue, guy on a suit or guy on a suit, then we will believe that we are working towards something. But the donkey and the elephant, the two guys on a suit, they are all in on it. They are the ones who own the media. They decide what you learn in schools, and they are the ones writing the paychecks of the academics who teach you about society and economics in college. Both Democrats and Republicans have held office for many, if not all, of the past 100 years, and in the big scope, the US has always been headed in the same direction: big government. And you thought that was capitalism? In the current system, evil rich people have a privileged position where they can have freedom for themselves, and they have virtually enslaved the middle productive class. Isn't that what we thought was capitalism? If you want to learn how this false dichotomy of liberals and conservatives actually works, check out the second video of this series, How the Current Socio-Economic System Works.